It's week 3 of the National Football League, and it's presented by EA Sports. It's the Lions and the Falcons, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here come the Falcons. Get the football. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive.
Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Now a 2nd and 10. Ayuk goes in motion. Here's Williams.
Escapes the sack. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing is Williams. Throwing middle, and it's complete. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 111 for yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's off to a hot start here in this first month, and those are the kind of performances you expect to see going forward.
To the air, Williams. Gets the check down throw to White.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Lions use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
So for the 2nd time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw.
Well, this one complete. It's Rashee Rice.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The output from Rice in last week's game, 4 catches, 60 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. On play action, they'll throw.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return, and the Lions will take over.
The Lions offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Up to the 20. You talked about this Falcon defense.
They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
Here now, 3rd and a yard. To throw, it's Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Lions first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
First down, Lions.
Ayuk goes in motion. To throw, Williams.
He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 71 yards.
And the Lions are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
So here are the Lions to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football.
Looking to throw is Williams.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Caleb Williams.
His 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Falcons offense set to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
2nd and 11. Over the middle, complete. That's Young. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
And he is caught.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
That ball caught. It's Rice.
And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown.
Takedown
from 6 yards away.
And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, since we don't have a rooting interest in this one, neither one of us wanted to see this one get out of hand too early. Here we are in the first quarter. That was an important response for them to score, already down 21.
Extra point right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down.
You talk about this Falcon defense.
They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
Williams from the gun on third down. To the right side and intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Falcons are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. And this, Charles, definitely not what they were wanting to see. Remember, he threw 3 interceptions in the loss last week, and now he gives the ball away again here in the very first quarter.
And you have to think that this was drilled into him all week, too, by his teammates, by his coaching staff. They've told him all week long, we've got to protect the football. They probably crossed that fine line with giving him the right advice and saying it too much, and it turned out that it got into his head a little bit.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He finds his man, complete. It's Young. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 43-yard line.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. From the 43, here's 2nd and a yard. As they've got it as we resume action.
He finds his man, complete. It's Rhodes. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Carrington.
And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1. Now 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Option play, and they'll give to Walker.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6.
They're going to look to throw. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
In motion is Phillips.
2nd and 4.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be Falcon football.
Throw left side complete. That's Rhodes. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
At the 21-yard line.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Throwing is Lewis.
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Now Lewis. Flushed out right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
Ayuk goes in motion.
2nd and 5.
Got a man. That's Ayuk.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Play action. Now Williams.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The Lions had 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They thought they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room, but they do have to start winning some games.
From the gun, here's Williams.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
He'll try again, and this time he'll score. Touchdown, Lions.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Extra point attempt here still to come. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. That time a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Falcons offense and Rashee Rice headed back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Lewis. He finds his man complete. That's Alexander. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and 2.
Off the bootleg. Lewis. He finds his man complete. That's Rhodes. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
They'll run on 1st down. Carrington, absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14.
Out of the gun, Walker with it.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, whatever they called on defense, they made sure they were ready for the pass on that snap, made the proper adjustments, and helped force an incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
The Lions offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment?
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half.
Throwing is Williams.
He finds his man complete. That's Phillips. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
To the air, Williams.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A big play there. 49 yards.
And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
A try here for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
To throw is Lewis. Throwing to start the drive.
Got his man, Dell.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Back to throw. Lewis. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Rhodes. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Back to throw again. He finds his man complete. That's Young. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. A final shot before break. Lewis. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Falcons are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. 1 second, all that remains.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And it's the Steelers who are out in front. Malik Neighbors, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 2 touchdown passes there for Brock Purdy. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And it was the visiting Carolina Panthers who were victorious in that one. Bo Nix leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Sheds off the tackle.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Here's Williams. He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. To throw, it's Williams. Over the middle, it's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They go right back to White here on first down. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They stay on the ground with White. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities. And this is a good one right in front of them.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
At the 31-yard line.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Looking to throw. Lewis. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Time for another look at this Lions offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on second down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
To throw, Williams. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. Operating from the gun, Williams.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now back to the ground game with White. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
First down, here's White. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ayuk goes in motion. Looking to throw is Williams.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now this time he'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And this one is right through.
So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Atlanta now coming out on the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Off play action. Lewis.
That is caught.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. On 1st down,
Carrington. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up. Let's not quibble about the game there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
They'll fake the jet sweep and go instead with Walker. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Back to Walker on first down.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. So after a rare misstep on this drive, they'll try to make amends on 2nd and 15.
That one caught by Rice.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. 3rd and 7 now. He'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th.
Delson in motion.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Here's 2nd and 3. In motion is Phillips.
Here's Williams. From the gun, he'll throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47.
Right back to him on first down. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Now Williams from the gun on 3rd down. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go up the middle with White. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. And they'll try to run the option here.
Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run for it. This is White. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Williams.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. This offense so far on third down, they've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be 3rd and 15. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Delson in motion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Rice.
A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down.
He'll look to throw.
He gets this one complete to Rice.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And the Falcons, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 46.
They'll look to throw again. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
At the 36-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Young.
Here's 3rd and a few inches.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Falcons.
They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 2nd and 5. He finds his man complete. It's Young. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.